Hi, and I hope this video finds you well. I'm Shelley, if you're new, and if you're not, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. Today's rant is about the government shutdown. It's on everybody's minds. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's concerned about it. I'm not really concerned about it. I'll be honest with you, but I don't have a government job and I'm not on any government programs. So, but I do know people that are, and they're scared. The world has become a very scary place for some people. Um, they're facing the loss of their food money. They're facing the loss of their government benefits that they've relied on. And whether you agree or you don't agree, whether you think they should be on them or not, that's irrelevant at this point. Um, I happen to agree that there are people that are on them that shouldn't be. I also feel like this is slavery. They lull people into this sense of, here, take this, take that. Everything's free, and you end up locked in. Um, Regardless of how you feel about that, let's put that aside. The facts are these people have relied on this to buy their groceries and to pay their rent. And now they're not going to have it. It's been ripped away from them very quickly. Do I think they should have been prepared? Yes. Do I think that they should have jobs? Well, yes. If they're able to work, they should have jobs. But that's not the point here. This is strictly my opinion. That's not the point here today. The point here today is there are going to be a lot of scared, angry people out there that are going to be trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. Um, how are they going to feed their kids? They can't get a job today and have money on Saturday. Not normally. I mean, there are some places where you can, maybe Uber Eats or, driving for Uber or Lyft, whatever. They could do that. But do they even have reliable vehicles? Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. The point is, regardless of how you feel about people being on government assistance, suddenly they don't have it. And this is a problem. Let's talk about it. Um, to be honest with you, my feelings are the Democrats have voted 13 times now to keep the government closed. What that tells me is they don't give a shit about the people. Excuse my language, but they don't care. If they really cared about the American people, they would open the government. Okay? They don't care about the things that the American people are facing. This is a war against Trump. This is a Trump derangement syndrome and of course this is my opinion. They just want to make him look bad. I don't know. I don't know what their goals are. And I don't know what their goals are because I'm not that kind of person. I can't understand that. Okay? So how long will this last? Really? I saw a clip the other day from John Kennedy, Senator John Kennedy. The man's hysterical. If you ever get a chance, you should watch some of his stuff. But I was watching, and he seems to think it's going to last till after Thanksgiving. What the hell's going to happen to this country if it lasts that long? Um, some are calling it the EBT apocalypse. Let's be real. This is impacting everyday Americans. Again, regardless of how you feel about them being on government assistance. They're on it. They've been on it for years. I watched a video of a lady in her 30s and she said proudly, I've never had a job in my life. I'm not getting one. I get $10,000 a month in government assistance. What am I supposed to do? And honestly, if you've set them up to get $10,000 a month worth of government assistance, even a job is not going to supply that. Okay? Seriously, I work my butt off. I don't make $10,000 a month. My husband and I together don't make $10,000 a month. So you're setting them up for failure the minute you put them into this program and start giving them everything. Again, It doesn't matter how you feel about them being on assistance. The point is, it's sort of like a spoiled child. You give them everything, and suddenly you want to take it all away right then. Of course, they're going to have a meltdown. Of course, they're going to have a freak out. What do you think is going to happen? But 13 times, 5 weeks, and 13 times they have voted to shut down the government. And I have watched video clips of President Trump saying he is willing to negotiate, just open the government. They don't want to open the government. They don't want to do it. They're putting the lives of Americans at risk every day by keeping these air traffic controllers and the TSA agents unpaid. They're going to miss their first paycheck. I think I heard their first full paycheck they're going to miss this week. I think it's this week. I know, people say, well, when you take a government job, you understand that this is the reality of the situation. Sure, you do. You do. You realize that. But on the other hand, it doesn't happen. So you're not used to it. And you don't put a lot of thought into it. We're human beings. Most human beings don't think like that. They don't think, well, I've taken a government job, and they may shut down the government for a couple of months, and what am I going to do? They don't think that because it's never happened before. Okay, it's never happened before. So here we are. Like I said, 5 weeks in, 13 votes to keep the government closed. They don't give a crap about you. They don't care. The Democrats do not care. I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect, and I'm not saying that they really care one way or the other. I can't speak to that, but I can speak to the fact that the Republicans have voted to open the government and the Democrats have voted to keep it closed. You are going to suffer. Whether you are on assistance or not, in some way, somehow, this is going to touch your life. It can't help but touch your life. The longer this stays closed, the government stays closed, the more it may end up impacting you. If you are not a prepper, if you are not someone who likes to put back for a rainy day, you don't have to call yourself a prepper. You can just be one of those people that, I like to have a little extra because you never know what's going to happen. If you're not, I'm telling you, I'm begging you, get out before Saturday and at least scrape enough money together to buy a few things to get you through at least a week. At least a week. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. As I've said before, I live in a rural area. I don't know how people are going to act here. It could happen here. We've had people in our local Wawa. Some of you may not know what a Wawa is, but it's a convenience store. And it's about 5 minutes from my house. And people are just going in and they've started taking things. There's a university that is 15, 20 minutes up the road from me. It's Lincoln University. It's an all-black college, and it's 15, 20 minutes from me. And last weekend during their homecoming, somebody came in, I don't know if it was a student or not, it was a 21-year-old man, came in and shot up everything and killed at least one person. This kind of stuff was unheard of in my area. When I tell you that it just doesn't happen around here, it doesn't happen around here. But now things are happening around here. The temperature in this country has gone up. Stress in this country has gone through the roof. And this government shutdown is not helping things. So I'm asking you, be safe, be safe. Have some stuff in your house so that you don't really have to go out if you don't, necessarily want to. Um, I have carry permits for 30 states. I don't go out anymore unless I have my friend with me. I don't want to ever have to use my friend. Never. I will flee before I use it. I I, I just don't want to. I don't want to have to do that. But it gives me that little extra. Okay, if I'm cornered, if I'm cornered, then maybe. But if there's any way that I can escape, I can get out. I will get out before I ever use it. But that's not that's not the point. Um, the world is a turbulent mess. This shutdown is making it worse. I can't help but think that maybe that's their goal. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they are pushing for civil unrest. I don't know. But I want my friends and family, and you guys I consider friends. I want you to be safe. Don't go out, and keep an eye on the things in your area so that you know what's going on in your area and whether you should venture out or not. Have a nice day, guys. I will see you in the next video. Sending love. Be safe.